Stanford University and the Stanford Research Institute, that's the university officially itself, came out with a big study last week dealing with the fact that there was systemic election fraud at the highest levels across the country, stealing the nomination from Bernie Sanders. The Hill newspaper covered this yesterday. On Monday, CBS News ran the headline that there is massive fraud going on across the country, both electoral at the top and retail fraud on the bottom. The Democratic Party has put out a talking point that it does not exist. They've even had seminar callers or trained callers calling into talk radio, including the show, and repeating talking points saying, ha, 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 you're crazy. It doesn't exist. Like, ha, ha, ha. You know, the sun doesn't come up in the morning. Ha, 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 ha. Well, next you'll say water's wet. Ha, 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 ha. And then try to laugh at you. It's not working. Now, this is from Reuters, of all places, that likes to put out fake polls, sampling 15% more Democrats than Republicans to put Hillary 15 points ahead. Even Reuters is having to admit this. U.S. offers states help to fight election hacking. I thought there wasn't any such a thing. I thought there weren't HBO documentaries that have congressional testimony where they admit it and where the chief Diebold engineers go public. And I mean, I thought this didn't exist. But, oh, Jay Johnson, he's going to come in and make sure there's no fraud. And what did Roger Stone say when he joined us on Monday about this? He said he'd be concerned about the federal election officials that are going to come in. Because remember, Obama said the feds aren't involved in elections because there's no fraud. In fact, he said, what is election fraud? Boy, has this blown up in his lion face.
Elections will not be rigged. What does that mean? The federal government doesn't run the election process. States and cities and communities all across the country, they're the ones who set up the voting systems and the voting booths. And if Mr. Trump is suggesting that there is a conspiracy theory that is being propagated across the country, including in places like Texas, where typically it's not Democrats who are in charge of voting booths, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense, and I don't think anybody would take that seriously.
Okay, so we're talking about national election fraud in battleground states. So we didn't say we thought the Democrats were going to steal the election in Texas. We said Trump has internal polling that they do scientifically to really see what's happening, where he is at a dead heat in places like California and 7 to 12 points ahead in Florida and 5 to 10 points, depending on which poll they do. And other real scientific polls show this and is in the news, that, you know, he's 5 to 10 points ahead in places like Ohio. It varies. The point is, when you see the news saying Hillary's got a 10, 15, or 22-point lead, you better believe that is a load of horse pucky. But just think about that clip. The feds aren't involved in elections. Not true. They let the media, 6 secretive groups, announce it. Formerly Voter News Services. Now it's the Election Pool Services. And then Edison Services. I mean, every few months they're changing the name now. And that's the group that announced California for Bernie Sanders the day before in a meeting they had, according to the Associated Press. It reported on itself. The AP runs it, and then they go, oh, we're calling it for Sanders because the superdelegates are going to go for Hillary. We're calling it against Sanders. So you have Obama saying the feds aren't involved, but now they are involved to come in and make sure hacks don't happen. Oh, they're going to have their little computer technicians or little specialists hooked up to our local voting machines to make sure everything's running okay. That's never happened before. When you see manipulated elections, the feds will meet in shadowy mansions with the major donors and superdelegates, and then they'll try to call it for somebody else before the polls close, and then there'll be a whole election fight over it. That's how this situation has been in the past. But this is now blowing up in Obama's face because he is saying that the feds aren't involved in the election process, but now here they are saying they are going to be involved in it. And that's been our big fear, quite frankly, behind the scenes, was that if you heard that they were going to send the feds in to administer the elections and to hook into the computers, the Justice Department, the same ones that are no-billing Hillary Clinton, the same ones that are letting us be sold out to the communist Chinese, the same ones that illegally ignore the Supreme Court and the law and advertise for the illegal aliens to come here and be loaded on buses and then shipped into the United States to be signed up as Democratic Party clients. The same ones that are going after the Second Amendment extrajudicially, extra-legislatively, outside of law. The same ones that are engaged in all these different types of criminal activities. The same Justice Department that allows hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars a year, billions in total, to flood the Clinton Foundation. And we even have the emails where they give them money and say, now get me a meeting with this person from the State Department on Z or A issue. Amazing. So now the corrupt Justice Department, legendarily corrupt, nakedly corrupt, brazenly corrupt, dripping with chutzpah, dripping with bravado, dripping with arrogance. U.S. offers states. The U.S. is the states. We are the United States. Everything's a lie now from mainstream media. Everything's a psychological warfare event. U.S. offers states help to fight election hacking. But the president says, what is election fraud? It doesn't exist. But if you're so worried about it, Texas, you're running things. Why are you saying we're going to steal it in Texas as if it's not a national election?
Talk show host is Alex Jones. He's a conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Deeply, I think, racist.
I just got called racist by MSNBC.
I don't want that man to have a gun.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
The Alex Jones Show. Watch the free stream live at Infowars.com/show.